per belt. Hey everybody, welcome to the final match of UCF Gold CSGO season. My name's Sean, I'm on the UCF Black team, and we're watching this game here between UCF Gold and the Michigan Blue Maze team. We're on Vertigo here, first map this best of 3. And UCF finds themselves down 5-0 pretty early here, had some match medic issues, but they've been resolved now. Game went up to 11, got reset to 3-0, and UCF trying to find their footing again here. And it looks like Two Dog's going to be bringing the op out pretty early in this T half. If you're new to CS2, we were playing to 12 rounds and a half instead of 16 like it was in CS2. And Michigan playing a pretty standard hold here. 1 mid, 2 pushing down B ramp, and 2 holding pretty aggressive on A ramp. And UCF Gold playing the classic 3 deep A setup. That's what we see most teams doing these days. Just trying to work that A side of the map, force the utility out. If you can get more people on the A side, it lets you set up for some late B executes here, but looks like they're working up the ramp. And Michigan has sniffed this out pretty well. They have good control of the B side here. So probably going to be a set piece from UCF. And they have some decent position. Just 2 men over on the A site right now. Michigan hasn't rotated quite yet. So we'll see if they get more people over in time, or if UCF can get this hit off in a positive man situation. We see 1 rotating from mid right now from Michigan. It looks like it's going to be 1 in that elevator spot, 1 on site, and 1 on heaven. That's your normal retake. And we have 2 players in the back that he rotate in here. Hits coming in, and UCF in pretty good position up here. Man holding from heaven to Michigan, and he's going to go down. That's a really clean entry from T-Berry. Not quite the right smoke spot though, so Potts is also going to drop. Good positions on ramp for UCF in this retake, 3 on 3. But Michigan's here pretty quick, and they have some nades to get back into this bomb site. They also have full kits, so only 5 seconds on their use. Going over the short ramp, he's going to win the fight. Traded out by Nox, really good trade there. 2v1 should be pretty winnable for UCF here to get their first round on the board. And yeah, it's going to be a fall away from Michigan. That's going to be 5-1. So good job from UCF. They got that hit in just in time before the rotates came in too heavy. And keep that op up on Two Dog. So look for him to try to get some entries coming in later in this half if he can keep that up alive. Big round for UCF as well. Keeps their economy in decent shape. They can rebuy here without a problem, have full utility, and they can maybe force out 1 more round to buy if they lose. So with their loss bonus, would put the lowest number right at 3,000 and drop 1 over. Maybe could buy here. And now Michigan's up against the fence. Their economy is looking pretty weak and only 1 round loss bonus. So going to be in a lot of danger if they lose this round. So big round for UCF here. Let's see what they can make happen. Hewitt gonna be taking the peek, and Two Dog wins it. That's the op entry we wanted to see. And now Michigan's gonna have to make some concessions. They've conceded mid, but it looks like UCF is gonna take that quick A hit off the entry from Two Dog. Poss lurking in mid here, but the hit's coming in A, and that rotator from Michigan a little bit late. Two Dog picking up the flank for a moment there. They actually didn't have anyone B ramp early, so it makes it a little bit harder to know where the rotate's going to be. And Michigan does get all their players here, but the wall smoke is better than it was last round. That bomb will go down plus man for UCF, but not over-aggressive over that smoke. He's going to get taken down, so it's even right now. But all the players from Michigan coming in from one side, so if they can just keep them in front of them, this should be okay. Two Dog mollied out of position. That's a hard spot with an op, and he's going to go down. UCF needs to trade now. T-Berry does get the trade, but they're still down a man. Everyone's fighting on the ramp. Now they're in a good spot. Really good trades from Poss and T-Berry to hold that round down. This should be a UCF round now. And the nade will confirm nobody left on that bomb, and it's going to be another round for UCF. And as I said, that's a really big one. As Michigan's economy really weak now. Only 1 rifle up. They could get 1 more, but my guess is they're going to save here. And UCF's economy still pretty strong. They kept that op alive, gonna get thrown back over to Two Dog here. And that's really valuable. Really well played in that 4v2. T-Berry and Poss had good positions on the ramp, and Michigan had blown all their nades. So couldn't get that retake in. And gonna force a kind of a half buy. It's always weird when you have one guy with money and a gun. So we have two USPs, a Deagle, an MP9, and an AK. Really weird. Pa's gonna get the entry, gonna get the easy double on the two pistols. And now they just gotta figure out where that AK is. That's the only real piece of danger left in this round for Michigan. UCF doing a really good job bouncing back after being down 5-0. And it will just be another little A hit coming in here after they got the mid pick. And this should be a pretty easy round. Pop's looking for the ace, actually. Can't quite get it. Good effort. He took down all the weak equipment, but AK, too much to get past. And now it's just going to be the saving game for Michigan. They will have a full buy in the next round either way. But an AK definitely will afford them a little bit of extra utility, which is going to be important because they do like to push down B ramp and A ramp. So that requires a lot of early utility you're going to want. This is a pretty classic map pick for UCF. The gold team the last couple of years has played it a lot, and the black team also plays it a lot. So this is a map that UCF does have a lot of ideas for, and even though they were down early, definitely going to have some backup plans. And I definitely think 2Dog with that op is always dangerous. He's definitely one of the star players in this lineup, and can put up some really good numbers. And we will see most of a full buy here from Michigan. Op's going to be out, and there will be a smoke on everybody, but a couple players without full utility, so that means that they might not be able to control those zones for quite as long. Might lead to a little bit earlier of an execute from UCF. Back to 3 players ramp for UCF, and going to be 4 players on the Michigan side over the A-bomb side. So nobody in middle right now. That's something UCF might be aware of later in the half, but at this point doesn't look like they really know. 2Dog looking for this pick on the solo B player at the moment. Michigan really expended all their resources into this ramp hold, so UCF might be able to find this gap. Don't even need to find the gap. Evie gets the pick, 2Dog gets the pick on the opposite side, and now Michigan's in a world of trouble. And we see players caught in the middle, caught in rotates. And yeah, Pos just walking out the middle here. We got players walking out ramp. That's a big pick from Pos. That should lock down the round. Now they know all the defenses on this A-bomb site. They know that B-bomb site is wide open. Again, really good picks from UCF. Now it's another saving game for Michigan. See if they can keep this op alive. Their money is in the gutter. It's only going to be $2,900 per player, and only one player will actually have enough to buy, so probably going to be another either half buy or full save for them in the next round. Looks like a flank should take out this opera for Michigan momentarily. Knocks on the flank, but he can't get it. Good awareness from Ewage. And he has a good pathway to get out of here and save now. That phosphor was nuts in the chat. Yeah, absolutely. You know, against those eco rounds, you really want to capitalize, get your numbers up. 2Dog goes for the jumping peak. That doesn't work out, and Ewage does a nice job saving there. Good map awareness, good spatial awareness. Even though he's over at the A-bomb site, he was waiting for the flank around, so that does put Michigan in a weird spot, though, because they have the op up, but only one player has enough to have a rifle and grenades. So they might end up just saving around this op, which makes the save feel not as valuable. UCF has rebought the op, and they certainly have enough money at this point to fully rebuy everything they want if they do lose a round. So good position for UCF to get up to 6, maybe 7 rounds in this half. Only 3 rounds left to play here. And Evie's taking that pickup ramp again. Did a really nice job last round getting the entry through that smoke. And Michigan, less pressure on the ramp this time. Going to give UCF a little bit more space here. And it's the same setup we've seen UCF do for a few rounds now. 3 men at the A ramp, 1 man kind of flexing between mid, but they do an interesting job of changing who is in those positions. 2Dog has been at A, mid, and B in the last 3 rounds now, which is pretty interesting. And that Ewage saved op, gonna pay off for them. Knox goes down in the mid. And now they're probably gonna have to go to an A execute. Actually, it's looking like a B execute. 2Dog good job to trade that. That's a pretty dangerous Deagle fight to take. And now you're just stuck between two angles. So UCF has a good chance if they can clear out this man from the wall here. Not going to spam it, so they will have to walk up or molly it out. And he falls back, so that gives the op on the site a little bit more protection from both angles. And bomb is committed. So it is going to be on this deep bomb site. That's a good job to smash the move. Eevee trades out, and Toss has a nice timing on this mid lurk, and that sandwiches in the players hoping to retake here. And this might be another spot where Michigan wants to stay. Gonna try to get the pick from the railing, but nothing on UCF is peeking it. Poss manages to spray just long enough, and this is going to be another UCF round. But the offer does a good job from Michigan to sneak out. And he has a really good chance to save this gun yet again. It will be a full buy next round for Michigan. We see two dogs off get picked up again by T-Berry there. Important to keep that gun alive. It's obviously the most expensive reinvestment. Economy can fade quickly in Counter-Strike, so if you can keep those expensive guns alive, it's pretty important. Sometimes it's harder on Vertigo, because the guns do literally fall off the map. And Ewing manages to save that op yet again. I think that's 3 saves in a row now. So pretty good job from Michigan to just maximize the resources they have, even when they're not winning rounds. And this is going to be full buy versus full buy. You see Michigan has full utility here, as does UCF. So it's going to be an interesting fight. We'll see if Michigan goes back to their heavy A and B stair control. Seems to be what they wanted to do. It's going to be a mid push from the Michigan player. There is a man here to hold him back. 3 ramp again for UCF. That's what they've been doing. It's actually 4 here. And only 2 players on the site, and they don't have the deep ramp control, so we could see a quick A hit coming out from UCF. Oh, but a really nice spam from Arkrinic. And that will hold off the execute. T-Berry goes down there, and they have fallen back in mid, so UCF has some space on the map. They are down in it. No luck spamming through, but Arkrinic gets another one through the railing. That's really a good job. That's just map experience, knowing where people are going to be. That's very impressive. And now UCF has to squeeze some water from Stone here. Has some utility to make it work, but obviously pretty deep. Time starting to dwindle a little bit. And 2 players down. Never ideal. And they do accidentally double smoke the same position there, so not making the most of their resources. It's going to be Arkrinic already has the double in this round, and he's going to take the contact here, and he does get it. Ewing chimes in with that op on the other side of the site. Toss trades, but he is in not a great spot in this round. They are ready. Oh, they're not quite ready for the walk-up. He runs out of bullets. And a latent nade gonna take him out. That is pretty unlucky for Poss. Didn't have a good chance to win that round, but did have a good chance to cause some damage. Michigan's economy not completely settled. If he had been able to kill 2, Michigan probably would have had to concede a couple grenades going in this last round. But UCF has plenty of money to full buy, and they can get that op back up on 2-dog if they want it. So yeah, they do decide to do that. So it's gonna be full utility and an op both ways. It's interesting to see what teams decide to do now. In the CS2 meta, the ops are not quite as useful, in as much as peeking is just much more valuable, like a lot easier with how the game times now. So a lot of teams switching to 5 rifles now, which is pretty interesting because it's been such an op-dominated meta for the last 10 years. So I do like that teams have a little more choice if they have an op or not. You know, teams can maximize 5 good riflers now instead of having an opper. But both these teams seem pretty committed to the op. In fact, Michigan here with the double op setup. But they've foregone that deep B control they're getting earlier in the half. So UCF does have a little bit of room to operate here. Still the 3A, 1 mid, 1 B setup that they've been running most of this half. We have seen them deviate and do 4A a couple times, but this is pretty much what their default's been. And it's T-Berry and Eevee who have been the entry men on this A side over here. And we see that a lot. Most teams will have 2 rifles, and then sometimes have the op come back up. And then one in the back throwing grenades from time to time. It is Two Dog walking way up this B ramp. No noise. I really like this contact play. And they have a really good chance to catch this guy out. Entry here on the B bomb site almost guarantees the 6-6 half. It is so hard to get back in that bomb site once you've lost it. Unless you have really good utility and really good coordination. Really interesting spots right now. People far up the map in both directions, but almost no contact. Two Dog misses an off shot, but Nox gets the kill anyway, and they are in a really good spot to win this round. But UH comes out of nowhere and gets the pick on the back lines. So UCF scrambling a little bit now. Arkrnik in a spot I hate. It's such a hard spot to play, but he does know the one way, and he gets that out. And it will be two players here from Michigan, but EB gets the kill. Arkrnik gets the double trade back though. And it will be Toss getting the kill back and a double entry. That's another really good play from him this half. I think we've seen 3 rounds where he's had a ton of impact. And 2v1 now for UCF. A really good chance. Two Dog closes it with the op. And that's a pretty good job by UCF to bounce back in that half. They were down 5-0, so really good job controlling the Michigan economy. And they're going to be really pleased with that from where they started. Vertigo's also a map that really can go either way. They're dominant T and CT sides. So gonna take a lot of focus from both teams here. Michigan just trying to get everyone back in the server. Oh no, it's the side switch. I forgot. And everybody's back in. Bot has tried to play for UCF a couple times here. And he's not been well received. UCF does not want the bot to play for them. They in fact would like their full 5-man lineup. Let's see what Michigan do here on the pistol. It looks like it's going to be the 5-man A. Pretty classic pistol here. You just throw basically a baby version of the standard A execute. Right smoke, left smoke. UCF had a lot of resources committed to mid and B, but it looks like it's going to be a little fake out. No, not quite. No, they're committed. No smokes up, though. Just going to be straight up fights, and Potts gets the first kill. But UCF player's really low here. T-Berry stuck in headshot, which can be a good spot. They did have utility to hold off the plant, and that worked well. Potts gets another kill on low HP. And Nox gets the trade, so 3v1 for UCF. Really good job to come back into this A site. T-Berry still low, so this is still a dangerous spot, and Glocks at this range can be really dangerous. Both players within headshot health. And they know where T-Berry is, so Nox has to be incredibly careful, because if he dies here, there's a really good chance T-Berry can't do anything if he gets swung. I almost think T-Berry needs to take contact in the spot. And Snuffafoo tries to pull out T-Berry. Can't do it. Really good job from T-Berry to stay alive in that spot. Headshot can be such a powerful position, but if you get taken out in that spot early, it gives the offense a lot of space to operate. So good job from him, taking the dink, but still getting a kill and staying alive. And UCF takes a really important second half pistol. Tie scoreline definitely gives them a big advantage, and no bomb plant goes down for Michigan, so they will have to save here. And UCF has a good chance to farm up some money with those MP9s. SMGs in Counter-Strike give double the kill bonus that rifles and pistols do. So that's why you see a lot of players buying those on the second round instead of rifles, even though they can afford rifles. Two Dog takes a really aggressive little ladder climb down. Doesn't like what he sees. He's going to retreat. And UCF's going to play pretty deep here. They don't want to give anything up. And they've already found out that the T side is only equipped with Glocks, which shouldn't do too much damage, provided UCF keeps a little bit of... And that's a good push by T-Berry. Find some space. Oh, and he doesn't get traded until now. but gets the 4K, and that's $2,400 racked up for him. So if they want to get the early op-out for 2Dog, that's a really good option. That's one of the reasons you want to buy the SMGs. Although we have seen more shotguns lately. The shotguns getting pretty strong and give a $900 kill bonus. And the burst fire from Moss does not work out for 2Dog. Not completely surprising. That is one of the worst guns in the game, so he's gonna feel pretty silly about that. I think he could have had that kill pretty easily. And that's a gun you would maybe keep into the next round too, so that's a little embarrassing. Nox does take him down, so no real problem, but hate wasting money early in a half. Unfortunately, T-Berry couldn't get quite enough money to get full armor and an op, so I don't think they'll have an op out this round. And you see 2Dog there, only 3,400, hasn't bought anything yet, so that wasted rifle is going to cost them a little bit. You see one player for UCF not able to upgrade. Actually, 2 players, so it's going to be 2 MP9s into this 5 AK round. Pretty light utility for Michigan, though, and really interesting to see a nade and flash bot instead of 2 smokes that they could have had. So, we'll see what they do with that. I'm sure they have a plan, but only 3 smokes here for Michigan. They're going to have to make their play pretty committed. Not really a lot of way to fake with only 3 smokes. It is a little bit easier on Vertigo. There are some places you only need 2 smokes, so they could save 1 and fake maybe, but I think once they're committed with this util set, they're going to be pretty committed. They have done a good job pushing UCF back off their initial spots. They have some pretty solid A ramp control, and they have B stairs, so Michigan can kind of do what they want here, and UCF's going to have to react. It's really hard for them to be proactive in this spot. T-Berry in the very aggressive position at the sandbag, but he has the smoke to put it out. He's probably going to need some help here. That nade will do about 50 damage. Not quite. And now pressure coming toward the B site, but this probably will be an A hit. UCF staying pretty far back. Nox does drop, unfortunately for UCF. Pos drops on the other side, but T-Berry's spot was known, so easy trade out. And 2Dog left to jump down. They do actually kill a guy holding B, but that's a concession kill. They are left to save here, and Michigan already pushed up pretty deep into mid and CT, so gonna be hard for UCF to save these guns. They are important. UCF does not have great money. If they save 2, they can buy next round. If they only save 1, probably not. And Evie, really aggressive play there. You usually don't want to push into the enemy when you're saving, but Nooney has to with the time remaining. Does think they'll get that kill, but can't quite hold on. Dies to the second peak, and this rifle is a lot less valuable than saving 2 rifles. But Austin's going to try to hold on to it anyway. And that's a really good peek from Hewitt. He was a player from Michigan who's pretty impressive in the first half. And that's a good kill from him to clean up UCF. UCF still up around, but probably going to have to give this one up. Although they do have 2 players on what we call a double save position. If you're below $2,000, you usually have to save 2 rounds to be able to afford full weaponry and utility. So good chance UCF force buys into this anyway. 2 players can get pretty reasonable kits, and then we'll see 3 players with probably armor deagle, and maybe 1 player with armor and a MP9 and a flashbang. But yeah, not going to be a very strong buy from UCF if they decided to go for it. I assume that's what the timeout was for, to discuss what their plan was. They do have 1 player at high enough money that he might be able to drop next round if they do lose this round, and that could keep them from force buying here. And they haven't committed anything, so it looks like they're going to go for the full save and try to buy into the next round. Interesting choice. That's we don't see that much. Oh, no, it's kind of a late buy here. And yeah, it will be the force buy for UCF. All pistols. And we do see 2Dog full save, so he probably wants that op in the next round. Well, in 2 rounds, if they don't win this one, because they will have to save if they lose this. And 2Dog unable to get that kill with the ZSP. I don't know if I agree from that choice from UCF. It seemed like they kind of half committed instead of full committing one way or the other, which I would have liked to see, but they made their choices. They have to live with them now. They are down a man. They're going to try to find some way to get a few kills in this round. In these kind of rounds, you want at least 3 kills. Obviously, it'd be nice to win them, but if you get 3 kills, you hurt the opponent's economy, which is about what you can expect in these kind of rounds in terms of positive value. Obviously, you're not going to win all that many of them, so you can get 3 kills, though. That has pretty good value. We'll be bummed down on the A site here, and I don't think UCF will go for the retake. They'll probably just sit back and try to get some exits. And that way they can keep a couple of these deagles in the next round and try to do some damage, because they will not be buying in the next round. More aggressive than I thought, though. 3 will be taken down, and last to go with this deagle up on the high spot there. And yeah, UCF in a bad money spot. They just don't have enough to get the utility you need on this map. It is really important to have either early A ramp control or B stairs control. And they currently don't have enough money to get the utility to do either. I am shocked that they're buying here. With one player at 2,100. Yeah, we see refunds coming in. I think that's the right choice. Alright, so it is going to be just a pistol armor round again. 3 deagles up. I do wonder why they didn't just save the 4 pistols they had if they're going to buy up again. It's going to be a peek here. Eevee might see a shoulder, doesn't quite. Good job just fast to hide in that corner, not give up the kill, and then wait for Eevee to have to push and get a pretty easy kill there. You did a good job doing damage, but not quite enough. UCF trying to figure out what's happening on this T side, but Michigan doing a pretty good job playing slow here. UCF not confident in their rotations at all, and I assume we'll see 5 players from Michigan group up here and hit this A-bomb site. They're just clearing things out slowly. They can afford to. Nobody from UCF pushed out. It will be T-Berry go down the back of the bomb site. And now UCF almost certainly not going to save in this round. They will have a full buy next round, regardless, so. 1 by 1 they go down. 2Dog finds a nice spot, gets a nice double kill. That's a good job from him. They really need to do some damage, because the money's starting to get pretty good for Michigan here after their flawless last round. 1 more kill here would be very valuable. Toss goes down, 2Dog left to do it, but he can't. So 3 live for Michigan, and you can see their money starting to get stacked up. 9,300 on a player, 7,700. They will have to rebuy a bit in this round, but their money looking really good, and they can't afford to get an opt-out if they want to. And certainly they have 2 more rounds of rebuys if they need it. So UCF back to an upward battle. And good job that they won that pistol round, or this game would be looking pretty bad. Also, we see the AUG out on 2Dog, which is an interesting buy. That gun, I'm playing with it a good amount, and I like it a lot, actually. It has pretty slow fire rate, but the range accuracy is really nice, and having 30 bullets is very helpful. You go through the M4A1S bullets so quickly, and it feels like you don't have enough bullets for a second fight a lot of the time, so. Interesting to see that out, and Util already getting pretty thin on the UCF side, only 2 smokes left with 1.5 minutes, so gonna have to win some gunfights. They get the spot on the boost from Michigan, but can't get the kill. I think it's Eevee defending that bomb site. It is. And he does have help now, but again, it's gunfights because there's just not enough utility. Maybe 1 flash in to set him up, but yeah, they are peeking into this B slope. And they see the jump up, and that's going to be a really nice pickup from Eevee. Good re-aggression behind that smoke, and that's what you have to do when you don't have a lot of utility. You gotta find your spots, and really good job from UCF to find that area for counter-aggression. Probably coming back to the A bomb site now. They have a lot of early control here, so yeah, now they can fall away. T-Berry and Poss gonna be the first responders to this attack. And Nox is going to be coming over. Poss gets burned down the sandbag, and he's in a lot of trouble, and he does go down. And T-Berry's stuck in the back of the bomb site, really low HP here, but he gets one anyway. That's really fast reactions to keep UCF at demand advantage. Bomb going down, but they do have 2 HEs lined up, and those are going to do a perfect job. Great plan from UCF. Really doing a great job with their limited utility in this round. And in a 4-on-2 now, with no bomb plans, they have a chance to just push ahead and make sure this bomb doesn't get planted. And they do go negative on that trade, but 2-for-1 still gives them a good chance. AZN for Michigan up here, and it's down to a 1v1. T-Berry goes down, he had low HP for so much of that fight, and he gets the second one, Nox unable to clean it up. And that's a big 4-kill from Michigan late in that round. And UCF's money back in the gutter. They're going to have to save here and let Michigan get up to 11. Unless they can hit some really nice deagle shots, it does look like a bit of a forced buy. I assume we're going to see a refund in a second. Also a T-side timeout coming in here. So Michigan's probably going to do some calculations, try to figure out what UCF's economy is looking like, and coordinate accordingly. And the timeout is clear. Back to it. I assume we're going to see a refund here on this rifle that Nox has picked up. Hasn't come in yet. 3 deagles on the rest of the UCF members, though. I believe that's T-Berry, who has not bought anything, so he might be saving to get 2-dog and up. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, and it is the refund and an MP9 picked up for Nox. But still down to 1,200 and 1,100 on another player. I think that's Evie down to 1,100, so... UCF's economy management, a little bit questionable in this game, I'd say. And that's a pretty easy pickup on 2-dog. Forced out from the nades. And we see all the UCF members rotating over here now. It will be Evie to take contact. He can't get anything done. Nox is behind him. He gets fully mollied out, and he gets 100 HP molly. That's pretty rare. And one thing I don't like seeing from these UCF players is, even in these eco save half buy rounds, a lot of just one-man fights, and against 3 players of this caliber coming up, you're not going to be able to do too much, so I would like to see them find some more crossfires, even in these eco rounds, to just try to control Michigan's economy and get a couple kills. Michigan's economy pretty out of control at this point. 3 players at 4,000, a player at 7,500, and after this round, yeah, so now 3 over 7,000, player at 11,000, only 1 rebuy coming in, so Michigan's pretty much going to have money for the rest of this game, and UCF is going to have to find a way to beat these full buys and full executes. They did do a really good job 2 rounds ago to manage that, and they found a lot of good fights, but couldn't capitalize in a late 4-on-2 to win the round, and that definitely hurts them. It's going to be the op backup on 2-dog here. I'm curious where he's going to go with it. It will be the mid pick. Michigan hasn't been playing mid very heavily, so that will not pay off in an early success, I don't think. It's actually 3 under B here, and 2A. So that's a pretty odd setup for Michigan. They're going for something a little bit different than the default that we saw UCF run with the 3A. And it looks like it's going to be boost up onto the wood wall. And I think it's Nox who's going to receive here. Oh, it's Evie, yeah. He's been their B anchor, and he's done a pretty good job. So we'll see if he can spot out this boost. He's in a really dangerous spot. It is 2 up here, and he does spot it. And he gets away. That's a really good job from Evie. He's done a really nice job holding off these early B encounters. Not really executes, just 1 or 2 men probing in. And good job from him, and he gets backup help. But all the players from Michigan have bounced out of this bomb site, and I think we're going to see another AZN here for Michigan out mid. So it could be an A split, we haven't really seen much of, but 3 players coming ramp here. And really good job from Paz to get the first one there and be able to fall back. And they're in an even better spot than the 4v2 they lost, so really need to convert this round. Unfortunately, not a lot of utility left, so if they give up the bomb site, they're not going to be able to deny the plant the way they were a couple rounds ago. Great pickup from 2-dog to see that mid player coming. And that lurk is shut down, so they know where all the players have to be here for Michigan. And that's a nice little corner that Paz is in, but he can't get the kill, and T-Berry's now stuck in the middle, and he goes down too. Both players dink, but not dead, and at this level, red does not mean that you can't do anything. Yeah, but a really good job from Nox to hop up on that box, get the kills over the smoke. No plant for Michigan, so that hurts their economy just a snug. And a good job keeping 3 alive for UCF, so they will be able to fully buy into this round again, which is really important. They're going to need that utility. It just puts so much more pressure on the T side if you can keep nading out the bomb site like UCF was a few rounds ago. Makes it really hard to get that plant going. And another interesting default for Michigan. Only 2 players on this A bomb site, and that's pretty rare. Doesn't look like they're super invested in getting the early control that UCF tried to get. Instead, they're kind of just waiting for UCF's nades to fall out. And it looks like they want to go for more late ramp takes, which is certainly a way to get that ramp control. We've also seen a lot of sandbag plays here from UCF here, and Pos goes down early, so UCF with the double sandbag and gets mollied out, so that's a lot of danger. They do have to smoke the molly. I don't think they know he's there. Two Dog, great job getting that op kill. There's a player behind for UCF who should be able to get at least 2 here. Yeah, Nox only gets the 1 at the moment, and now they know where he is, but they are all trapped into side hall. So full positions known for UCF. And they just gotta dig these Michigan players out. But Nox goes down to no walk. And they don't know that there's nobody on side hall left. And that's gonna be another really well played minus a man retake here for Michigan. They've done a really good job in these rounds. 4-on-2. That round was a 3-on-4. And they've made it work. Nox unable to really capitalize on that unknown sandbag spot. The entire point of that 2-man sandbag setup is to get that play, so you're basically giving up a man for free, so you really want to get at least 2 back, so kind of a miscue there. And now UCF not in a great money spot. You see not a lot of utility. Just 1 player with full utility. Only 3 smokes, so they're not going to be able to control the ramp or the beat stairs for very long. So they're going to have to use these nades really well. 1 flash out, they only have 1 left. And they already have Pos down to really low HP. Good return nade, but EV taking an early fight here, and he's not going to win it. That opens up the B-bomb site completely. Two Dog, really good job to get a fight back, but the positional advantage certainly in the hands of Michigan here. Michigan just doing their due diligence, mollying out the spots that they need to molly out. UCF trying to get back in the bomb site, but Michigan hasn't committed anywhere. And Two Dog does go down through the wood. I think they spotted him walking over there, so now it's just Nox trying to hold off. He goes down to UH the Opper, and this 2v4 looks very unlikely for UCF, but good job from T-Bear to get 1 back, but they're going to need more than that. The good news for them is the bomb is yet to go down, but this mid lurk is really dangerous. I believe it's Pos rotating in from the mid side there, and he's already at very low HP, so T-Berry gonna have to carry the brunt of this retake. No walk, walks out mid, gets the lurk kill. So now it's just T-Berry. He is able to kill the Opper, but no bullets left. Arcanic comes off the plant, gets the trade, and that's map 1 in favor of Michigan. And that is really tough for UCF. They had, I think, 2 rounds where they were at a significant advantage on that A bomb site, and they were not able to close. And I think that would have made all the difference. Now, this is a best of 3. I'm not sure who picked what maps, so maybe someone will tell me. No? No idea? I can probably go find out. I'm going to do a little research here, figure out what the second map coming up here is. And I don't know still. So we'll find out when we get there. So that is UCF Gold dropping the first map of their final here against Michigan Maze, which also is just a fun name. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm putting Maze as a solid 8 out of 10 color. Matches well with the blue. I like Michigan's aesthetic as a whole. It's solid. And we should be able to get map 2 going pretty soon here. Face-it hubs are great because you can just set up a best of 3 that goes straight through. So, and then we'll know what the next map is. It'll be so fun. Oh yeah. What's up? Okay, Nuke's the second map. Okay, I think we're on an ad right now. So, okay, sweet. Thanks, producer. How am I doing? I'm doing my best here. It's harder without the like full observer feature because I don't know like what the scoreboard and stuff is. Like who's fragging out, who's not fragging out, which is like good filler topic, but it's all good. We're vibing. All right, I've gotten word from my producer. It looks like map 2 here is going to be Nuke, and I believe that's Michigan's pick. If I know UCF's map pool pretty well. Nuke, not a favored map of either the gold team or the black team. In fact, we on the black team banned it literally all season. We did not play it a single time, so don't know why, but it's just not a map that we wanted to mess with because it's kind of hard to learn. If you've never played Nuke, it has bomb site high and a bomb site below, directly under. So defending those two bomb sites takes a lot of coordination, and it's hard. But we'll see if UCF can make it work. They should start on the CT side. So historically, Nuke is a pretty defensive sided map, a CT sided map. So if UCF can get off to a hot start, should be good. Their CT side on Vertigo was a little disappointing, and not in the initial rounds, which are often the hardest thing on Vertigo, but actually in the late rounds, they had a couple situations where they were up a man, and they were not able to get the job done. So lost the first map 13-9, and they're going to see if they can bounce back here in map 2. Nuke, one of the oldest maps in Counter Strike, right up there with Dust 2. It's been played since 1.6, pretty early. So we a lot of strategies throughout the years seen on Nuke. Obviously, this is a much different iteration than the Wallbang Adventure map that first came out in CS 1.6. But there's still a lot of dynamics on it. It's a very wide map, uh, but in that width, you can actually take fights from very long ways away and rotate into fights pretty quickly, which is a pretty interesting dynamic. I really enjoy watching players play from ramp up to heaven on defense. So ramp players who can also rotate to holding outside on the opposite end of the map within about 5 or 10 seconds. It's just pretty interesting. Most of the time in Counter-Strike, you are not able to hold the two widest parts of the map in that short amount of time. So T-side has to find ways to hold rotates in spots so they can't rotate into the correct positions. And the CT side, really important for information. You don't want to find yourself in a spot where the offense is controlling both up and down, and you're not able to figure out where you're going to rotate into. So, communication, really super important on Nuke. This is definitely one of the most important maps in terms of team play, so very difficult.